spending time with the family, of course, which is such a nice way to spend the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think quarantine has been good for me so far. Yeah. We have to comply, yeah, because look what's going on in the world. And honestly, like, when you look around you, you see how fortunate you are, just if you have a roof over your head and if you have food on your plate. When I realized that I could help out in a certain way by gathering my fans, my followers, to kind of contribute a small amount, but which will go a long way, I said I should do that. Look at what we have done to our planet. It's thriving without us right now. Everyone's inside, then nature is like thriving. This year would have been my 10th year, but 2020 has been cancelled, so we're not counting it. Next year is my 10th year, okay? It's been erased from our calendar. Yeah, I think misinformation is, I think, worse than the actual virus at this point in time. I don't want to mislead anyone on that. I'm a very rule abiding citizen. I'm sitting at home in the lockdown just like anybody else, and there are no shoots going on, so nobody is shooting.
Exactly.
I think look to the future. Know in your hearts that everything's going to be okay. Positivity has a very strong power, and especially collectively. Honestly, we're all in this together. So, जो आपका होगा सबका होगा. Don't worry, and we're all in it together. So we'll come out also together.
Welcome to Speak Easy, Sonakshi. It's always so much fun chatting with you, and it's so bright and sunny, and you look amazing. And I
Thank
think it's
you.
going
So
to,
do you, Rudrani. And it's so nice to see you after so long,
yeah,
even though it's virtually.
virtually. This is the world that we live in now, and this is how we're going to communicate for some time, I
Yeah.
think. But how has this quarantine life been for you?
For
Have you
me,
picked up any
actually,
new skill?
huh?
Have you picked up any new skill? Have you done something that you haven't done before?
Not something I haven't done before, but I've rediscovered my love for sketching and painting, which is something I had stopped doing in the middle. Kind of just let go of it. Now, of course, because of so much free time on our hands, you're always looking for things to do that will make you feel productive, because the days are just going by like, you're sleeping at any time, waking up at any time. So every time I find something that I can do that's going to keep me busy for a bit, I do that. I've been catching up on movies and my shows. I've been, reading up a lot on the internet, chatting with my friends, spending time with the family, of course, which is such a nice, way to spend the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think quarantine has been good for me so far.
So you've not been going through all the the issues that others have been, because you were telling me some time back, you are a homebody. Like, you like spending
Yeah,
time at
I
home.
love being at home. Like my life without quarantine, this enforced quarantine is also like quarantine only, because like when I'm not working, I want to vegetate. I don't want to do anything all day. I want to do what I'm doing exactly right now. But except that time we had a choice
Yeah.
to go out or not go out. This time we don't have a choice. So it's been, enforced upon us. But we have to comply, yeah, because look what's going on in the world. And honestly, like, when you look around you, you see how fortunate you are, just if you have a roof over your head and if you have food on your plate. So yeah, I think we are very, very fortunate, and as much as we can do to help others, we really should, sitting at home.
And you've been doing your bit as well. I know that you've been helping this organization to collect money for getting more PPE kits for health workers and health professionals. Have there's a scarcity of kits that's going to really help them. Tell us a little more about that as well.
Um, sitting at home, honestly, I'm sure a lot of us are feeling very, very helpless because there's not much else that we can do. But I don't believe that. I think that, even sitting at home, we can make our contributions, uh, following the guidelines. Of course, lockdown is in order, but you do get out to get your essentials, you do get out to get your groceries, and, go to the bank or whatever. But wear your gloves, wear your mask. If you're cooking meals at home, cook an extra meal, give it to a person who needs it, probably sitting outside your house. Other than that, for me, when I heard that, the hospitals were falling short of these PPE kits, and the doctors were falling sick because of that. And, once the doctors and nurses and the medical staff uh, get the virus or are even suspected of getting the virus, they are put into quarantine for 14 days. So who's going to take care of the patients? So I feel, it's really the need of the hour. And when I realized that I could help out in a certain way by gathering my fans, my followers, to kind of contribute a small amount, but which will go a long way, I said I should do that.
It's been a very sort of thought-provoking time as well, right? Everybody sort of has noticed things about themselves, about their friends, about the environment. Things have been going so great.
Yeah, yeah. The environment is doing so much better without humans. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Look at what we have done to our planet. It's thriving without us right now. Everyone's inside, then nature is like thriving. It's really something to think about, and it's something I feel very strongly about, which is the environment. And I hope that, when things kind of get back to normal, we don't go to our old ways of, just ruining the planet like how we've been doing for so long and remorselessly. uh, in somewhere I believe that this might also be nature's way of striking back or of setting things right. So we really need to mend our ways when things get back to normal.
You had a couple of films that were going to release. I'm
Yeah,
sure you're shooting for. Tell us about
yeah.
those. I know Bhuj was supposed to release this
Yeah,
August.
Bhuj was supposed to release in August. I was really excited because it's my first biopic, and I'm playing a very, very like an amazing character of Sundarben Jetha Madharparya, who is a like a really strong woman and who helped in India winning the war in 1971. So she had a great contribution. So for me it's a very exciting role. I was really looking forward to the film, but now who knows when it will go to, and because as for the industry, I don't think anyone knows when films will start releasing, when we can start shooting again, all of that. So everything's just on standstill. Other than that, I was shooting for my series with Rima Karti, and we were in the middle, and suddenly this whole thing happened, and we were all sent home, and lockdown happened, not being able to shoot again. And I was sitting at home thinking, "Ki agar shoot ho jata, at least we'll be sitting at home and watching it right now."
That's true.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's been delayed.
In the beginning of this year, I not just beginning. I think in February, it was announced how it was observed, and there were articles about how you were the actor who, had the 1,500 crore club, which not everybody has to, is aware of and has been a part of. And you put this really heartwarming and really honest post out, and you spoke about it, which I want to get into. And you spoke about how you felt that you don't have to go out and do fake friendships and do extra PR to put yourself out there, which others have been doing, and how you feel that they've been underestimating you and saying things to you and saying you'll never be there. Um, Tell me a little about that and how, of course, how you've given up hope from award ceremonies and things like that. I felt that it feels like the right time to discuss it because everybody is self-reflecting, and then that post really felt that you've contemplated and with the clarity you wrote that.
Yeah, because it's how I've felt for a long time now, and honestly, like even I was surprised when that whole poll came out and saying that, oh, like she's been a part of films that have collected 1,500 crores at the box office, and I myself was like very, very surprised because I never look back and I never like go through the work that I've done. It's been 10 years. This year would have been my 10th year, but 2020 has been cancelled, so we're not counting it. Next year is my 10th year. Okay, it's been erased from our calendars. So this would have been my 10th year. So I was just thinking the amount of work that I've done, the kind of the people I've worked with, the lessons I've learned. There've been good experiences, there've been bad experiences. It all teaches you something, and at the end of the day, I realized that it doesn't matter whose daughter you are, who you're related to, uh, uh, who you've worked with. It's all your work that counts. People will only see you. People will see your interviews. If they like you, they like you. If they don't like you, they don't like you. They will shun you. You will be nowhere. So it's only your hard work that counts. It doesn't matter which party you're attending. Who you're hobnobbing with. Uh, It, it's also secondary. If you love your work, you do your work with your 100% heart in it, and that's all that matters. And honestly, for me, it was like, wow, I've done a lot of work and I've learned so much over the years. So that was my takeaway from it.
Do you still feel underestimated? Do you feel like people still don't take you seriously?
I love being underestimated. No, people take me seriously, but I love being underestimated because that just gives me, that's my drive. That's when I show them that they're wrong and you shouldn't have underestimated me, you moron.
And like I said, that it was such a beautifully put post. It also sort of puts me there about how actors are asked to work on their image, right? Like put yourself there and attend so many things. Also be friends with so and so, like you said.
Yeah, be friends with so and so, be photographed all the time, try and show an image of you that you're not. I just cannot do that. And I'm living proof of, I would consider myself a success story without having done all of that because I'm so satisfied with my work. My work has made my parents proud. And honestly, that is what makes me successful, nothing else.
But keeping real always is not easy, in
Yeah.
this world, because sometimes people, just like you said, they've assumed things about you and they want to go about and put that out there. Now and now, because there is time and internet is there, I think when you try to communicate with people along with all the love, the typical trolling or the typical meanness does come your way as well, which I think you now, I feel, you use your wit to such an extent that it becomes funny, right? Like I
Yeah.
enjoy reading those replies, which happened recently as well. Again, when the entire you were doing a Q&A and they kept on telling about that one Ramayana thing that
Yeah.
happened, and
How
then
many months has
Anna,
it been? I don't even
yeah,
remember
I
when it
don't
happened.
remember when by then. I don't remember when by
God.
then.
Yeah, people just need to get over things. And like, I actually had a very, very interesting chat with Srishti Ravi Shankar some time back. And I asked him about it. I told him because we were talking about criticism and we were talking about, negativity. So I told him that people put out so much negativity out there. And it's the same people who kind of are followers of uh, like who worship the Ramayana and Lord Ram and all of this. And the biggest lesson for me from the Ramayana was that how to be a better human being, how to be a better son to your parents, how to be a better husband to your wife, which is what Lord Rama's taught everyone. So these are the same people who follow this but are so unforgiving when one person forgets one slight detail from the. So honestly, like he was like, why are you even paying attention to them? Because you don't make other mistakes. They are going to only pick on this one mistake of yours. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So he was like, just ignore them. And honestly, that's exactly what I've been doing for a while. And it doesn't matter really, because people who follow the Ramayana should know that forgiveness is one of the biggest uh, what
Virtues.
virtues, yeah, virtues that you can have.
But I felt like you also, and you said it in a very witty, sarky way to them, saying that, why don't you go and watch it from the show that you said, you
Yeah,
asked
it's
me to
playing
watch
every
it.
day.
So,
They still come and ask me the questions. जाके देखो ना, इतना है तो जानना है तुमको. मतलब मुझे आंसर पता चल गया, वही दिन पता चल गया था क्योंकि मैं शो में थी, जो शो में गई थी वहां पे मुझे बता दिया था. So now I know the answer. So if you all want to know so badly, please watch the telecast every day and every night.
but no, I think humor is the way to deal with it. You've done that in the
Yeah,
past as well.
yeah.
And you've called out misinformation. I remember even in the beginning, you put out a post on your Instagram account saying that, along with this, do not spread misinformation. And I think that's huge because one wrong WhatsApp forward can be so misleading in times like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
especially because we don't know the what is the cure for COVID-19. There is no vaccine yet. So I remember that post very clearly. How important do you think that part is, of course, and if you want to highlight that, and yeah,
It's very important, especially at a time like this where there's so much information floating around. You don't know the sources, you don't know how true it is, where it's coming from. Somebody sitting at home bored must have just started a chain of messages and sent it out. So, and a lot of like information, even on television for that matter, so unverified, and news channels covering it and reporting it, which I don't think is what we need right now. uh, so yeah, I think misinformation is, I think, worse than the actual virus at this point in time, because this is a point of time where we need to keep our minds really calm. We have to keep our heads clear, think straight, follow all the rules. We can't be stressing out over misinformation. So something that I think that people should really not spread.
You called out people who were spreading wrong information about your
Yeah,
pictures,
yeah, yeah,
particularly Mr. Vivek Agnihotri's comment.
yeah,
But you know,
yeah.
but the thing was, what I noticed was, I know probably you would have moved on, but it was important for you to tell that you are not going out there. Somebody puts an
Yeah.
old picture
No, I'll
and
tell you
you.
why. Because when that picture was posted, it was posted without any
Yeah.
information. It was just my picture
Correct.
looking like I'm outside,
Yeah.
along with my boy and my security guard, and at a film set.
Yeah.
So that is misinformation. You can't just post. Why would you remove the source of the information? What is written below the picture, that I was at a shoot, in Goregaon, which was months ago.
Correct.
Why would
And
you
it
do
was
that?
not
And
you.
then yeah, and then ask a silly question like, who shoots at such times? Nobody shoots, you moron, because shoots are not on. So it's really silly, and I felt really offended because I have a responsibility to my followers and
Yeah.
people who who follow me. So for them, they started, like, I was getting questioned on Twitter saying that, what are you doing outside, lockdown hai, tumhare paas special pass hai kya, tumhe kaise permission mil gaya shoot ka and all. And I don't want any of that to I don't want to mislead anyone on that. I am a very rule abiding citizen. I am sitting at home in the lockdown just like anybody else, and there are no shoots going on, so nobody is shooting.
Exactly. On that note, Sonakshi, what is one thing you've noticed about yourself in this lockdown that you never noticed before? Like, because we have time to little, and because you all have such busy schedules. What do you think has changed a little in you?
For me, I was a workaholic, right? I couldn't sit
Yeah.
at home. Like, unless I shoot delay हो गया तो मैं break नहीं लेती थी. अगर delay हो गया तभी मुझे break मिलता था. तो अभी जब break मिला है for such a long time, I've just realized that it is possible for me to, like, just take a step back and chill, not be so, stressed out about being at home. And yeah, I'm enjoying this. Nice.
I remember you outside before the lockdown and before this happened was when you were traveling, when that picture of yours with when you were on the bike going to Karina's show. And I thought that was
Yeah.
awesome. That was that video they put out, the paparazzi put it
Thank
out.
you. Yeah, I was supposed to buy a bike also for myself. वो भी अभी मतलब अभी पता नहीं कब होगा because of this lockdown. As soon
So,
as the lockdown is over, I'm gonna get myself a bike.
and go and dive in the sea again, isn't it? See, I
Yeah.
follow you.
Yeah, for sure. I need to go to the ocean as well.
But that video is so awesome. Like, it was just, I feel like it's a pure moment of happiness, no? Just you and the sea. And that video sort of was
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I love the ocean. I'm a full mermaid.
um, on that note, of course, I feel really nice talking to you because there are so many thoughts going on in mind, and I felt like it's putting it out there. We've been through so much, right? And especially the industry, we've lost such two wonderfully talented people, Irfan and Rishi Ji, and everybody. Really, really unfortunate. What were your thoughts on it? How do you commemorate their memories?
The when we heard about Irfan, that was only such a big shock. Even though I met him once in my life. He was visiting a set where I was shooting. I was doing a film called Bullet Raja with Tigmanshu sir, and he had come to meet Tigmanshu sir. So that's the only one time that I met him. But the respect and, like, the feeling of loss that came from watching his work. The
Yeah.
kind of work that he's done and entertained us for so long. It just came from that. It really felt so personal to so many people who not even met him. So it was just really a shock. And while reeling from that shock, came the news of Rishi uncle, which was again so sad because he's been a friend to my father. He's worked with him. I've met him so many times, and he's always been so warm and loving. So you remember those memories, and you're like, it's just so unfortunate. And then the heart goes out to the family as well. Their family is so. It was just bad news after bad news. So those few days when this was happening was like, it was really, like, scary and tough.
Yeah. And like you rightly put, and I think this is also proof the kind of love that they received, and the kind of messages people shared was proof that great art, good art, will always connect to you.
Yeah.
even if you don't know the person. And I think
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
artists have the way to connect to people.
Absolutely. Look at this, when we can't do anything else, everyone's turning to artists, right?
They are. It's true.
Yeah.
Tell me, how would you like to look at this entire time that you've been inside, and tell the people who are watching how can they stay positive? How can they stay motivated?
I think it's really a time for self reflection. So think about uh, all the things that you want for yourself and what you want to achieve in life, and I think that's the only way that's going to keep you hopeful and positive. So I think look to the future. Know in your hearts that everything's going to be okay. Positivity has a very strong power, and especially collectively. So I think it's very, very important to stay strong in your minds. Find something that you love to do, like you spend time with your family, whether for me it's sketching and painting, or playing with my dogs. Find, dance, sing, do whatever you can to keep your mind in a healthy space, in a happy space. And honestly, we're all in this together. So जो आपका होगा सबका होगा, don't worry, and we're all in it together, so we'll come out also together.
Lovely way to end it. We are in this together, and we're going to come out
Yeah.
of this together. I'm going to hopefully see you soon. If
Yes.
not, we'll chat once again. So
Okay.
much fun chatting with you. Lots of
Always,
love.
Rudani. You take care and stay safe.
You stay safe too. Thank
See
you. Bye.
you. Bye.
Watch E-Town News Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. only on Zoom.